The Derupana site has long fascinated researchers, and this is because it's said to be the final resting place of Noah's Ark. Believers who've seen the photographs have said this is the proof they needed, and that these photos prove that a boat-shaped object now sits on this mountain. Various other images have been taken of the area, helping to fuel theories that more work needs to be done in order to find out what this thing is. A group of researchers claim they found proof that this was in fact once a giant boat. Back on the 25th of April 2010, a press conference was held in Hong Kong, and it was here that the researchers announced that they had found remains of Noah's Ark on the mountain, going on to detail that the discovery was made by a team of researchers from both China and Turkey. The discovery was welcomed with open arms by religious communities, with many of them saying that they knew that the Ark was on the mountain, but that this is the proof that they'd been waiting for. When the photographs were released, they surprised many people, as it did appear that the team had found large wooden structures. One scientist even said the following about the discovery: "As a scientist, I'm always cautious and somewhat skeptical of bold and spectacular claims, especially when made in defense of the Bible. Yet as a Bible-believing Christian, the thought of this wooden structure being the remains of the Ark was tantalizing." When the team were grilled by scientists, they said they had conducted the necessary experiments to come to this conclusion, saying that they had radiocarbon dated some of the wood. Young Wing Chung, one of the researchers, said the following about the discovery: "How can a ship be on a mountain? The only record of a wooden structure on Mount Ararat is Noah's Ark, so up till now I believe this is the most probable explanation. We don't have another explanation." The team also said that when speaking to government officials in Turkey, even they believe their findings, and have said that they think this is the final resting place of Noah's Ark. The researchers said that once the wood was obtained, it was carbon dated to be over 4,800 years old, further saying that they invited other scientists to come and look at their results. Some skeptics, though, are not entirely won over, and have said that some of the tests don't prove this is Noah's Ark. Another scientist was critical of the radiocarbon dating, saying that more tests need to be done, and that the whole event sounded like a setup. Although various scientists and researchers spoke out about this, the team carried on with their findings, and even published a paper titled "Exploration Team Successfully Venture Inside 4,800-Year-Old Wooden Structure on Mount Ararat. Experts and Turkish officials believe artifact is Noah's Ark." As of right now, many religious people believe this is the final resting place of Noah's Ark, while scientists have made some interesting points that suggest there's no way this is the Ark. Scientists aren't totally against some details of the story though. Some of the most unexplored regions on our planet are mountains. There's some people that make it their life goal to conquer these massive structures, whereas others are fascinated with what rests on these natural formations. One of the difficult things that hikers face when exploring these regions is navigating, and this is due to the overgrown wildlife, impossible to pass terrain, and the overwhelming danger of overcoming one of the biggest obstacles in nature. This has also led many to conclude that there are strange objects that can be found in these regions. Interestingly, in recent years, a few researchers have come forward and said that at one point in time, a great flood did happen on our planet, and that researchers and archaeologists have found proof of this. Recent discoveries by underwater archaeologists suggest that this event ended up sinking many cities. One such finding was made off the coast of Turkey, where researchers found traces of ancient civilizations dating back to the time of Noah. One thing that's interesting is many civilizations talk about a great flood, and some of these are even documented. Some scientists don't actually doubt that this happened, but have suggested it may not have been as massive as it's made out. For example, one theory is that the Great Flood could have been the flooding of the Black Sea, and researchers have said that rising water levels happened in this region around 7,000 years ago. Again, scientists know that there was an event that sank cities. After all, several underwater ancient cities have been discovered in recent years. It's the magnitude of the event that people can't seem to agree on. Even the Central Intelligence Agency would investigate the anomaly, with some documents suggesting that they couldn't come to a conclusive answer for what the object was. The document was called Noah's Ark and Mount Ararat, and it shows that the CIA did investigate the structures, and whether or not it was perhaps the smoking evidence that would prove that the Bible was real. Documents reveal the following. The CIA has a thick case file on the Mount Ararat anomaly. Over 20 years, numerous photos were taken, all to be classified as top secret. The files were first gathered back in 2006 by Professor Porty Taylor, who submitted a Freedom of Information Act request. He said the following to Space.com. I've got a newfound optimism as far as my continuing push to have the intelligence community declassify some of the more definitive type imagery. I'm calling it my satellite archaeological project. I maintain that if this is the remains of something man-made, and potentially nautical, then it's potentially something of biblical proportions. End quote. The Central Intelligence Agency, though, have said it's nothing of interest, and people should trust their comments, saying that all it shows is glacial ice underlining more recently accumulated ice and snow. Various other images have been taken of the area, helping to fuel theories that more work needs to be done in order to find out what this thing is. There's said to be various sites on Mount Ararat where the structure can be found, and this has caused some to say that there may have been several boats. The idea behind these claims is that believers think the boat would have somehow survived on the mountain, with some theories suggesting that the climate on the mountain helped it to maintain some of its original shape. So what do you make of these discoveries, and do you think this is the final resting place of Noah's Ark? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.